Guess what? It's taken me too long to come on. Hey, everybody. See what a badass, powerful woman looks like. Now we're getting this. I was not able to sit and because I was going to pick up a friend. I had a friend, but I've been checking in all day on Twitter, and I've been following a lot of what's been going on. And I am most pleased. I think the judge may be seeing through the BS that the rest of us are seeing through. So, you guys, how exciting is this? I took notes all day, and let me see if I can pull it up. This is the one that made me laugh. I asked Steve what was going on. He said, Todd Chrisley is not dropping his suit. KJ got that very wrong. Number two, her only source was media outlets, which means she's screwed. Number three, harassment is dropped from the countersuit. KJ has until September the 9th to complete submissions. The one that made me laugh the hardest was number five. KJ should be crapping her adult diapers right about now. I don't think we'll get a drunken live tonight. I could be wrong. I could easily be wrong. But here's the thing. I'm thinking we're gonna get some crazy behavior in the next couple of days, because we know with her, when something like this happens, she stews all the way over it. And then it happens. And then she pretends, la la la, everything's perfect. And then several days later, after she stewed in her own juices, it's like, rawr. Hey, everybody. Earl, Kane, Liz, Amanda. So this is just going to be probably my fascist probrium of this whole thing. A silly slap on the wrist for me. She'll find a way to use her son for sympathy. Christine, she already has. She posted an old photo of Todd pushing him in his wheelchair stroller thingy. And it was an old photo. We could see by his arm that he's not that small anymore. What the heck was that? So we could tell that that's just a really old photograph. And she tried to pretend it was just a brand spanking new one, but it wasn't, clearly. She'll definitely be sad fishing. I'm sure I am. I think sure I am buffering. They were having. What in the hell? Jim, we're hearing weird noises outside. I'm sorry if I'm buffering. We're having bad weather here, so I could easily be buffering from that. But I'm hoping I'm not. So basically, they had a hearing today. It was Happy Hearing Day. The judge threw out the entire part of KJ's countersuit, and when she tried to say she'd been harassed and that Todd had been responsible for her being swatted and various other things she's tried to say. Bossy, there's no telling. I don't know any of that. So she's trying. Here's the one that made me laugh the hardest of all the things I saw today. It was a quotation by our friend in Australia, who said, my favorite line was, quote, I have never seen a harassment claim in a private civil suit. There are no cases on it except restraining orders. This is a criminal matter. That was said by the judge in this thing. The judge should say, well, tell your husband to stop swatting you. So I was not on the Zoom call, Amanda. I had to go pick up a friend who was coming back to Costa Rica, and that took a majority of the day between getting my husband where he had to be for teaching and everything else. So I just got home. And so all day I've been whipping out the pad, and I've been looking at everything people are saying on Twitter. And I've been reading through everybody's comments and figuring out, because I'd wanted to do this, but the last second I got called away to pick up this friend. I should ask for proof of the swatting. It should be easy for the police to come on and say, I have a feeling her area of brought that with her. You know, damn good and well she would have brought copies of the police report, all of that. Clearly, she did not. She just like the lawsuit against Steve. She's just throwing all these allegations out there, like you or I might cook spaghetti and just start throwing it at the wall to see at what point does it stick. It seems to be lawyering by that. So one of the things, they had kind of a sidebar apparently, and the lawyers were discussing discovery. Her lawyer was trying to say she complied. The other lawyer was saying she hasn't complied. She now has until September the 9th to comply or to file or whatever she's going to be doing. I am not in the East Coast, Bossy. I am here on Mountain right now. Fun fact, Costa Rica is so close to the equator that we do not change time ever. There's no such thing as daylight savings time here. So half the year we are central and the other half we're mountain. Yeah, it's only about 2 weeks away, Bossy. So she is not being given a whole lot of time. I've been waiting all day for this. I've been waiting all year for this thing. She's not getting a lot of time. She has to comply with this. She doesn't comply with discovery. She could be hit with contempt. She could be hit with a fine, even jail time. They put people in jail sometimes for contempt of court. Or the judge could also just click their ballot and say, okay, judgment for Todd Chrisley. Now you owe him $10 trillion or whatever it is. I'm in Arizona. Puerto Rico is the same way. Learned that the hard way with an event I had going on down there. Oh, Bossy, yes. I don't know what Puerto Rico is on. I would coast, but maybe not. Magically right off in the sunset. Here is the thing, Amanda. Even if Todd was sentenced yesterday or a week ago or a month ago, that has no effect on her lawsuit. She seems to think this is some kind of big thing. It's going to have an enormous effect on her lawsuit. Guess what? People sue all the time from jail for all kinds of reasons, even ridiculous reasons. And there's never any of this, oh, you've committed a crime, you can sue, which is what she's counting on. 1 hour ahead of Easter. Ooh, Java man, that would be hard. Hola, Katie. If she's hit with contempt, she'll want to argue with the judge about what contempt is, that she knows it all. Exactly. I'm sad I missed what you've been saying. Katie, what I read what went down. Steve McRae said this. Hate him or love him, at least he gave us this. I'm going to go back over it again real quick. Todd Chrisley did not drop the lawsuit. KJ was wrong on that. KJ's only source was media outlets, so she's screwed pretty much. The harassment portion of the countersuit was dropped. She has until September the 9th to complete submissions. And she may be crapping her adult diapers about now. And our favorite Joanne from Oz said that her favorite line was, which the judge said, I've never seen a harassment claim in a private civil suit. There are no cases on it except restraining orders. This is a criminal matter, unquote. The lawyers argued over whether she complied or didn't comply with discovery and whatever discovery was. And she has no source. She can't back up who her source was. Her source was the media. Here's the one that really made me laugh. Todd Chrisley's side asked for attorney's fees from KJ for withholding information as well as the harassment claim being withdrawn. That made me laugh so freaking hard because, you know, that's the one that has got to be really angering her. They didn't put her in prison, so by KJ logic, oh man, oh yes, hey Jan. Carolyn, I'm sorry. We're having bad weather, and my internet is cutting in and off, so that might be what's going on here. I'm sorry. So it is what it is. So she didn't have the best day in court. She is gonna spin it as she won. If he can't win, he can hit her in the pocketbook. That's exactly right. He can keep her in court many a long day over this stuff. And he has much deeper pockets than she does, even if he is going to prison, even if he's had all these things going on with him. I thought discovery was her most favorite part in all of this. If she wants her discovery, then she needs to give hers. Doesn't she always talk about discovery, though? Yes, she seems to think that discovery is a threat. Like discovery is how you punish people. Here's the thing, in her lawsuit with Steve, she was for things like my text messages with Steve, because they're extremely, what was the worst thing? I think, Jan, the worst thing was the tossing out of the countersuits harassment claim and all the claims of being swatted and all of that got just tossed out completely. And the fact that she was exposed as having zero places where she was getting this except the media. She had no sources. So it came out in court today, she had no sources. So she only has 2 weeks to file again or whatever she's going to do. And you know damn good and well she's probably going to try another legal stunt to avoid complying with the lawsuit request for discovery. So I'm thinking this is all about to get a whole lot worse. Like I said, she's going to be on tonight going, my day was amazing. I had the best day. Rainbows, puppies, kittens. You know, she's going to be like that. And then by this weekend, we're going to see White Claw. We're going to see White Claw in one hand. We're going to be seeing sparkling wine glass in the other. We're going to be seeing crazy. Gail, I'm sorry. At some point, the judge is going to be fed up with her. I think that may come sooner than later from everything I'm seeing. She didn't have a source, Bossy. There was no source for this. Her only source was what was in the media. Meltdown City. That is exactly what is going to have to happen. There's going to be a meltdown this weekend. Predict it. It is what she does. Things don't go well for her. She will invent some kind of medical emergency with her son. Maybe he's hospitalized. She'll claim surgery again when it might be something as simple as checking a shunt. So there we go. There we go. That is going to be it. And actually, I'm surprised that it was so little of action. I was surprised at that because I was expecting a little more. The harassment was dropped off the her suit, and she only has 2 weeks to get herself together. That ought to be making her flip out. I would not want to be her right now because all she had to have done was pulled all this down when he first asked. Because all she had to have done was pulled all this down when he first asked. I would not want to be her right now because all she had to have done was pulled all this down when he first asked. She had to do to make this end, which she was supposed to do already, correct? See, I think she thought she had the upper hand so she wouldn't have to do it and it would be tossed, but it wasn't. Yes, Bossy, you are understanding it. She thought it would be tossed. It was not tossed. Part of her countersuit was tossed, a big part of it, where she's claiming that she was harassed. So what could potentially happen to her in 2 weeks if she doesn't comply with discovery and whatever else they're asking her to comply with? It could be really bad. I mean, they could hit her with a fine. They could hit her with jail time. They could say, okay, you didn't comply with discovery. Or they could even do something as drastic as say, okay, So you didn't comply with discovery, and I don't want to deal with this nonsense anymore. So I find for Todd Chrisley and hit her. Just go ahead and declare that she is the loser and he's the winner. Can she try for another continuance? I don't know, Carol. I'm hoping that she cannot. I'm thinking that just based upon everything that's happened, that is going to be unlikely. She is going to have to, it could be a default win straight to Todd Chrisley. Jail time now. She has white privilege. Liz, you got a point. That could not happen. Is she hope it'll settle? She has talked a couple of times that she says he's settling. And as far as I know, he's never made a settlement offer with her. She's approached him for a settlement offer, I understand, desperately, and he has said no. Just like she's supposedly approached 7M, I'm hearing as well. Uncivil law thinks both sides are stupid. Java Man, he might have a point. I'm just going to throw that out there. I like Todd, but let me tell you something. Todd is pretty emotional. He runs his. I don't know that I would want to go up against him in a court of law because it might get stupid in a hurry. I just don't know. I don't know Todd well enough to know if he can control himself or not. So here we go. And I think she thinks that him being sentenced is going to change this, but clearly, hopefully today she learned that was not change a damn thing. He's coming after her with both guns. The whole family tried to make her apparently take this thing down. I understand. This goes all the way back to Pathos because towards the end of her time at Pathos, she put up 2 to 3 posts with the allegations that they're fighting over right now. I think KJ lied about having a source to the Chrisley Knows Best TV show. Yes, and today it was exposed that she had no source whatsoever other than the gossip columns online. That was it. He will never settle with her. You're right, Bossy, because he's angry now. He tried. She didn't cooperate. So guess what? If you dance, you pay the piper. I mean, and she is having to pay him now, I think. And she doesn't understand that there are some things in life that money is more important to people than honor is one of them. I mean, everybody's pounding on Steve for dropping his lawsuit, not understanding the bigger picture of the thing. There is a bigger picture. I'm not really at liberty to say, but there's a bigger picture. I'm just going to say that. And go ahead and hang on to your hats because you're going to be surprised when some of these things go to jail. Go to jail. I guess I've been watching too much Love After Lockup. Yes. So she did lie about having a source. She lied about it. It was proven today in court. I could see her saying, I'm the only one who could probably take care of my son, so I can't go away. Which we all know is not true at all. Exactly because of her husband. Her husband is the one doing the most care. Yes, Carol. She lies frequently. She lied so many times about so many different people. Everyone she's been involved with in a lawsuit, she's lied about in some pretty awful ways. She's lied about the rest of us. She lied about me quite a bit. She's trying to claim that I'm stealing her material. And she's doing shit like last week I did a piece on Lori Alexander and I talked about a piece I'd written in 2015 about Lori Alexander and marital rape. 2 days later, KJ did this big write-up about Lori Alexander and marital rape. And somehow I'm starting to go. Bad weather here impacting electric and internet.